back, there was this little thing that's going on between YouTube and YG and how the employees were trying to take off the song "Meet the Flockers."
No, let's update it. They did.
So they did. Okay. So what do you think about it?
I think it's stupid because Apple Music basically took YG's album off. The first one, My Crazy Life.
The whole album?
They took the whole album off, and then
wait, when was this?
I seen it this morning when I was looking on Twitter because I seen.
Oh, so this is new. The album.
No, this is his first album, like the very first one.
No. I know of the album. I'm saying they just took the album off.
Yeah, this was
okay.
I think maybe this morning or last night is when I started seeing it trending. So I looked this morning, and they were saying YG's fucking My Crazy Life is off of Apple Music because of the Meet the Flockers line where he's talking about rob the rich Asians, or go to the Asian neighborhoods because they don't believe in bank accounts. I'm not gonna speak on that because I'm not Asian. But anyways,
I'm Asian.
I don't. Like,
hey, let me speak on that. We do hold a lot of cash. But I'm gonna say this. Shit! I got a yellow sweater on too, so I'm repping all the yellow people.
But here's my thing: like that line wasn't. I mean, yes, he's stereotyping Asians in the line, basically saying, and it's a line teaching you how to rob. Obviously, you can go where you could get money, but that line wasn't meant. I get the whole Asian, like, stop Asian hate, but that line wasn't meant to, like.
Oh, I'm not trying to defend Asian people for that line. No, I'm not. I'm just saying we do got cash. No, so if you do want to rob an Asian person, expect to get some cash.
But that's the whole reason that they took the album off, because of that line, and because of everything going on with people hating on Asians in the Asian community. I think that's a little too far because there's worse songs. Like, I seen a tweet. It's some song about Guns N' Roses, and like just this one lyric, they was talking using like the F-bomb, like the homophobic slur, and talking about how they don't want immigrants.
What's the word? I'm playing. I'm
trying to get our podcast canceled already.
I'm playing.
The line basically said, I don't want immigrants and the F word in my country, because they basically gonna, like, I don't know it verbatim, but they basically said, I don't want immigrants and gay people in the country because they're gonna fuck it up.
Gotcha.
And these songs are still on all these streaming services, so I don't get why they just targeted YG. If they're gonna do this, then they need to, not just for Asian hate, they need to do it across the board with any song that's considered anti-inflammatory. There's a lot of songs, excuse my language, but there's a lot of songs by rappers. Like, I can look up a song by YFN Lucci. I forgot what song it is, but it's a song featuring Offset. And in the song, this nigga Offset literally says, I don't vibe with queers. And that was a whole thing. Like, I remember when that happened. When that line came out a good 4 years ago, it was a whole thing. Like, people was trying to like kill Offset for it. But the song is still on streaming service, so I could go look this shit up right now if I want. My thing is, if we're gonna do this, we gotta do it across the board. But music is art. It's a way to express yourself. Like, I don't think we should start doing that, because that's gonna start affecting. Like, I feel like YG could get his shit put back on just to say that if they violated his First Amendment.
Okay.
It's a freedom of speech.
Yeah, no, I agreed. This is what I've been saying the whole time of like canceling culture, and basically like banning shit from sites, and like putting a pause on people like freedom of speech and shit like that. And like, it's cool to try to get people banned from social media and all that until it starts happening to you, you know?
Exactly.
And it's like, and it's just like, I see so many people like okay with social media having like power to ban people for saying things or stuff like that, and like rooting it. But I'm like, yo, like, if you allow that, like, once they start to do that, like, it ain't going, there's no going back. They're going to start doing it to your favorite rapper now, like to your, wait, hold on.
No, you're right. No, go ahead. I wasn't let you finish. You good. Go
ahead. They're just going to start, like, once they start, and even if it start with a person you don't disagree with and you want that person to get banned, eventually they just going to get power crazed, and then they're going to fucking ban your favorite person, you know? So it's like, and this specific incident alone, I was weird out. I was like, wait, Meet the Flockers? That shit is like a decade old. Like, why are we bringing back old songs? Like, I know right now, like, the media had this whole stop hate Asian thing, and like they're driving their narrative, and they're like doing their performative action. They don't really give a fuck about Asian. Like, let's be honest, they don't really give a fuck about most of us. Okay, they're just doing it because it's performative action. That's it. People,
I mean, it's still good to make the country aware, but you're right. For the most part, it's I mean, I'm not saying that. I still would hope that people are aware and not hating on Asians or any minority, but
bro, look,
we know the deal.
Yeah, we know that. Look, at the end of the day, all this stupid companies and governments that are starting all this propaganda and all this shit as a movement, all this shit is just performative action. They don't really give a fuck about us. They just don't. So it's just so
affects the money though. That's when they start to care.
That's why they're doing it. Yeah. They're doing it because at the end of the day, they want money.
If they don't speak up, it's gonna affect their money. Personally.
Right. And Trump's out of office, so they need some shit to talk about. CNN, viewers dropped by 40-some%. Like they need some shit to talk about, or Fox. They need some shit. But like,
I just think it's stupid though. Like, it's just a song, and it's not like in the song he's saying "fuck Asians, beat them up." Like he literally just like, okay, well. Hold on. He's not saying fuck Asians, but he talk about robbing them. But I mean, like, that all goes back to being a product of your environment. He wouldn't make this song if he didn't grow up having to rob and hit licks to make money because he was forced to live in the hood because of his race and because of his financial status when he was younger, when his family was poor, before he was able to be famous and provide for his family. You think if YG had the same opportunities when it comes to education as a kid as like these white kids, do you think he'd fucking be out here robbing?
No,
he would be going to school like these white kids. So yeah, it all comes down to that. But I don't get it. Like, I get it, stop Asian hate, but like you said, this song is like fucking over 7 years old.
Like, get over it. Like, it's
and you can't be canceling. Like, I hate cancel culture. You can't cancel people because if you cancel people, how are you gonna let somebody grow? The whole point is to educate people when they're wrong so they can grow. If they choose to not, if it's someone and you try to educate them and they don't want to grow as a person, that's different.
Unless they rape kids, then cancel them. But yeah,
that's different. If you're a pedophile, then you don't get it.
Yeah, like you don't get a second chance if you're a pedophile.
Yeah, you don't get a second chance. But my point is, like, the whole point is to call people out on their bullshit so they can learn and grow. But if you're just canceling, I mean, they're not canceling YG, but yeah, in a sense, like, you taking his music off of streaming services, that's affecting his money.
Yeah, at the end of the day, look, he said, he just spoke the truth. Asian motherfuckers. I look. There's been a time where if you broke my car, it's like 10 G's in there, or break my house. I always hide some shit under the bed. It's true. It's a true stereotype. Wait, hold on. And another thing. Fuck, I was gonna say something. Shit, I forgot. But go ahead. I'm a.
So Asians aren't the only ones. I mean, I get it. Yes, Asians don't trust the banks. I hear from you. I hear from Henry. I hear from all my Asian friends. You guys.
I like Chase.
Okay, but like you guys is elders. Like they don't really trust the banks. I get it.
They like to hold cash, and it's just it.
But Asians aren't the only ones. I know. Right. I have relatives. I'm not Asian. I'm black. I have relatives who who keep their money fucking under their mattress or whatever it may be. It's not just Asians. I get because of the song. He specifically said go to the Asian neighborhoods because they don't trust bank accounts or whatever. But like, that was just to sound like, to go with the song. Like, you go to any, like, you can't go to any neighborhood, but you could go to damn near any neighborhood and find some. If you go to the right house,
right,
you're gonna find somebody who fucking got just a shit ton of money because they don't trust the bank. So I mean, I don't get why they tried to make this whole thing. I don't even think Asian people are really offended by it.
Yeah, I know I'm not. But the one thing I feel like this creates is that our country promotes the freedom of speech, right? And it's just like, at some point,
but
like,
at the same time, we don't.
Like, I feel like the last couple years, like, there's no such thing as freedom of speech here. Like, I'm the type of person who, it doesn't matter what you say, just don't act on it. Like, if you're saying you robbing somebody, just, okay, it's a song, whatever. It rhymes, it flows, it sounds cool. I don't take offense to it. And now, unless you robbed a fucking Asian household and now they're out, like, you should go to jail for that.
They probably robbed Asian households in the past.
Oh, okay. Well, then, whatever.
But it's statute of limitations. This is like, come on now. Like, everybody get robbed. It's not like, it'd be like if we in songs niggas talking about, I'm gonna hit a lick. They not talking about hitting a lick on Asian. They probably talking about hitting a lick on another nigga.
Yeah.
Or someone who's a lick. Like, I get he used Asians, but it don't matter. It's not gang members and people like who live by the words in that song aren't just out here robbing Asians.
Yeah,
and people don't, and specifically in California, don't even really do, like, maybe in the rich areas, but they're not robbing homes no more.
But wait, let's tie to that issue of like, does it even feel like we have our First Amendment anymore within the last couple years? Does it feel like that? Because to me, it doesn't even feel like that. Like, it's like, like people are getting fucking murder on social media for something they said, and I'm just the type of guy, whatever they say something, who gives a fuck, even if it offends you, whatever, is their freedom of speech. But now it's just like
everything is so hypersensitive.
Everybody's so soft. Like, I'm like, is it the people that are soft, or is it like the social media site news channel that are making things more than what it is? Because I personally don't give a fuck if I hear these things. Like, I just don't care. Like, it is what it is.
It's the new generation. You got to think about it.
Blame it on Gen Z, you fucking soft.
It does have to do with
asses.
the Gen Z, but it's not even that. Like, I mean, yeah, you could say they're soft, but it's at the same time, you got to think about it. Like, even our generation, we all grew up, like, going to school with not just black people, like going to school with blacks, Asians, Mexicans, whites, whatever they may be, Vietnamese, Muslim, Middle Eastern, African. Like, we all grew up, when you're in low income areas in our generation. Yeah, we grew up like going to school with a lot of different races. So, and then take that with the Gen Z and add, like, times it by 2. Like, all these people are cool with different races. So, like, you just got to put it this way. Obviously, I would be offended if someone was being racist, like calling me the N-word. You would be offended if someone was using like a derogatory slur towards Asian. If they were specifically using it to you. No, you wouldn't be offended. Well, you're a different breed, but most people.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, well, you're
it's
different
just
breed.
Their freedom of speech.
But my point is, that's true. But my point is, most people will be offended by it because they know that they're doing it to get something out of them. Yeah. So with the new generations, they all stick together. So yeah, when we see shit like this, like especially on social media, like we're just in an area where a lot of people. It's a more progressive area, and everybody is more.
Is it progressive though?
It is.
It's progressive.
It might suck. Like, but it is, because we're in an area where people are more aware, like, especially even like white people, not the racist ones, but the non-racist ones might be a little more aware of their privilege and whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. We're in an area where people are just more woke. They understand the racism, the systemic racism and all that. So yeah, stuff just triggers society a different way. But I still think we have a freedom of speech. It might be like a shortened leash right now with everything going on in the world, starting with Trayvon Martin up to now. Yeah, it's a shortened leash. Yeah, with everything Kaepernick was doing up to now, everything's been shortened because everybody, since they were like, okay, so if you're not with us, you against us. I get it, but we still have a freedom of speech.
Yeah, no, I still feel like we do, but it's like, man, there's so much consequences to what you say now compared to like back then. Like, you can say a lot.
I feel it's just more,
but it's like to me, like whatever somebody say, like it doesn't really matter unless you act upon it. Like that holds more, like that holds deeper to me than words. Like I just don't take people words for more than what it is. Like, okay, whatever. Like everybody have their opinion. If you just go about your life worrying about everybody's opinion, you're gonna have the worst life ever, because you're constantly not okay with anything that's been said. And I'm just not gonna live that life. And I feel like a lot of people should start to don't give a fuck about everything that's said, unless it's act upon it. Then yeah, do something about it.
Okay, so let me fight back with you. So yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, we should be in a world where people shouldn't give so much a fuck about what people say. But at the same time, like, it's a respect thing. Like, at some point, if you're just saying racist shit because you know, like, you're just being disrespectful, like, or if you're saying like offensive shit, it don't even gotta be racism. If you're just doing offensive shit because you know it's disrespectful and you know like it's gonna make people mad, then yeah, you gotta put a stop to it. But at the same time, yeah, we shouldn't give a fuck because what people say, especially on the internet, because people on the internet are just trolling. But you never know what these people think in real life, and it's all respect. Like, everybody wants to be respected.
Look, I'm so petty. if I'm in the streets, if it's on social media and somebody says some racist shit to me, you know what triggers in my head? It's fair game. I'm about to say everything that I could possibly think of going through this delusional brain. And it's just all about to go out. I'm like, I got time today.
But see, you can't do that.
You just gave me a reason to shit on your life.
But see, you can't do that.
And I'd be okay with it.
Let me tell you why you can't do that. You can't do that. Because you're right. Like, if someone says something fucked up to you, then it's fair game. You can say whatever you want to them. Right. But what if you say something that
is Yo Mama 2000 jokes all over again?
No, let me give you a hypothetical scenario. Let's say our podcast, let's say we are fucking famous podcasters right now, and you just in the street. And
we not.
But just go with it. Just hear me out.
You know.
You somewhere in the street with your girl.
So make sure you like, subscribe, so eventually we can be. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
But let's just say you somewhere with your girl, and it's someone who's like not a fan of the podcast. They're like a hater, whatever.
Right.
And you with your girl, and they're out, and they see you, and they start recording, and they just start calling you like a whole bunch of racist Asian slurs, and you're like, okay, well, it's fair game, and you say something that might be racist, that might be offensive to them, and it's on camera, and then they post it. Guess what happened? Guess who's gonna get in trouble? You, because you're held to the higher standard. So I get what you're saying, but that's the thing. People will do that, and then when they get the thing out, when they get the rise out of you, now you're in trouble because you reacted, because they might have called you if you're black, they might have called you the N word. If you're Asian, they might have called you the G word or whatever it might be, made fun of your eyes or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like, they get that rise out of you, and you react and say something offensive, or you beat their ass. Now you have an assault charge.
But in my case, I'm not gonna beat their ass.
No, I get you, but
physically,
my point is,
with words.
But
yes,
you get my point. Like, some people get offended by words where they're ready to fight. And I'm not mad at that. Like, if you know the shit is offensive, why are you saying it to me if you know it offends me? Like, especially if I don't know you.